Brian Snitker, the manager of the Atlanta Braves, in town on Thursday to talk to the Mercer Bears. Their first pitch classic as Craig Gibson and his Bears team gets ready for the upcoming season. And, of course, Brian Snitker is getting ready for the upcoming season. I know, well, first of all, you're from Macon, Illinois, so it's always pretty cool for me that you have a history both in Macon, Illinois and Macon, Georgia. That's where you and I met many years ago. But Macon brings back good memories for you.
Yeah, it does. I was thinking about that. You know what? I called Mike Dunn on the drive down here today, and I was thinking about all the different people, all the friendships that we made here. It's really good memories here in Macon, and you know, I was on the first team that when we brought the club back here.
Yeah.
And I had some pretty good players on that team, and we had some pretty good guys come through here in my time. So
pretty good shortstop that couldn't field worth the flip, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think we didn't have a really good first baseman, honestly. No, but he was special, even at 18, 19 years old when he was here, and as were a lot of them. You know, there was some really good talent that came through, but like I say, the friendships that Ronnie and I and our family have here that still have, and you know, so a lot of really good memories here.
Well, if not for Macon, you wouldn't have met me and done the great live shots we did on TV in 1997 when you came back to manage, and had a great pitching staff there. But now you're, of course, the manager at Atlanta Braves. And when you, now that you've done this for several years, when you get home after the season, you have to kind of unwind, I'm sure. But did you look back on last year's stint and say, what the heck happened with that crazy season?
Yeah, I mean, we just kept navigating it, you know. I mean, it was just, I was thinking about that the other day, and just all the injuries that we did have, and some of them I didn't even realize it. I went back and it was even worse than I imagined and I went through it. I was there. But I was proud of how we kind of hung on, and we got, you know what, we got in the tournament, and I wasn't, you know, I expected us to win when we got to San Diego. It didn't happen, but you know, just the fact that we put ourselves in a position to do something big, I think, for everything that we went through and how we withstood all those injuries, is just testament to the organization and the players, especially, to put ourselves in a position to be in the playoffs, because that had been really easy to not, you know. And I thought even, you know, I kept thinking of, you know, what about the Phillies if they'd have lost Bryce Harper and Trey Turner and Realmuto, who they did lose, two of those guys for an extended period. But, you know, it's hard to, and, you know, and Zach Wheeler, you know, you have your ace go down, so, you know what, I'm proud of the guys with how they responded and how we did as a team and an organization to get in the playoffs.
You won division titles, you won a World Series, but to even make it with all of that happened, with the drama, that was something to be proud of.
No, it is, and I told the guys I was very proud of them, and I think each and every one of us, when we, you know, we had that probably that 2 games after the season was over, and then to get on a plane, go to San Diego. I remember sitting in my room in San Diego drinking coffee and looking out the window, thinking I can't even believe we're here, you know. So. But it's a testament to the organization, the whole building, you know, that we kind of hung in there and were able to get in the tournament.
Now, looking ahead, we're a couple of weeks away from spring training, and let's talk pitching real quick. You have a lot of innings to replace. Max Fried, Charlie Morton, A.J. Minter, Joe Jimenez out for most of the year with an injury. So spring training will be a lot of competition on the mound, won't it?
Yeah, it will. I mean, there's going to be competition everywhere, which is good. And you know, we don't have a lot of holes to fill. I think there's competition from within. The guys are going to be on the club, but like you said, that's a lot of innings and some back end bullpen stuff that's good. You just don't go out and replace that. And hopefully, you know what? Last year, Spencer Schwellenbach kind of burst on the scene. This year, there's going to be somebody else. I mean, Tyler Matzik, we didn't know who he was in spring training in 20, and then 21, he helped us win a world championship. And Spencer, you know, came up last year and pitched unbelievable. And there, you know, that's kind of the fun part. What keeps you coming back is you just don't know. And I tell Alex all the time, you know, a lot of times one of our better players may not even be in camp yet.
Right.
You know, so I know he's tirelessly working to continue to make our club better as he does, and you know what, we're going to go down there in a couple of weeks and get this thing rolling and see what happens.
Got a new left fielder, Jurickson Profar, who signed a week ago. Excited to see what he can bring to the table.
Absolutely. Talked to him the other day, and I told him, I texted Ozzie the next day and I said, if I hadn't known any better, I thought I was talking to you on the phone. It sounded just like him. We've got a lot of reports from guys that have been around this young man, and it's just the personality and the person, the family man, everything is just off the charts, and had a great year last year. You know, good for him. I think he signed for $1 million with the Padres and ended up parlaying that into a 3-year deal with with production, and so he's switch hitter. I think you can put him probably anywhere in the lineup, and so I'm excited. I'm excited to get him, and be really excited when we get Ronald back.
A year ago, you and I joked at the end of spring training, golly, that was the most drama-free spring training in history. Not many injuries. I think Ronald's he missed a week and a half or maybe, and that was it. Well, I don't want to wish that because it turned sour when the regular season started. But seriously, if you can stay relatively healthy, this roster is still kind of what it was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
No, it is. It's good. I mean, it's a good team. Alex and I were talking the other day after we got Profar. We look at our lineup, and it's really good from top to bottom.
Yeah.
And I think the pitching, it's just hard to replace that starting pitching. And hopefully Chris can come back. I know he's already throwing at the complex, and he's excited to get going after the year he had. And Spencer, I've ran into him. I saw Strider, too. Spencer.
Two Spencers now.
Spencer Schwellenbach is living in Atlanta. He just got married, and so I'll be excited to see him on his second year. And now he knows what it's like to get through a full year. Strider, talking to him, he's throwing off the mound, and so. We'll know more about him when he starts facing hitters, but that's kind of exciting to think that we're going to get him back. And Ronaldo got through the year. We did, I think, a great job with him and Chris Sale as far as spacing them out, giving them extra rest as they, come back, one from injury and the other one from being a, late inning reliever. So, I'm excited to see Ian Anderson. He's been down there, and I saw a video of him throwing the other day, and he looked really good. So I'm excited to see what Ian can do. There's a young man that's been through a lot in a young career, now battling injury and coming back, and could be really exciting. Hopefully he's back to what he was.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that. Should be a lot of fun. Spring training almost here. We'll have some coverage from spring training with Brian Snitker as we've got the Super Bowl coming up next Sunday, and then it's baseball season.